Man, I love the fact that they just keep like either first or second phasing Paparazzi's hero, and he doesn't care. He just owns no matter what.
Yep.
Even when they like try to counter him. We'll see if they do the Razor versus Troll, which is decent for the Razor, unless you're getting tri-laned by a Bane +1, then it's pretty rough. Razor hates tri-lanes.
Razor's not that good of a laner against Troll. You just use Whirling Axes, slow him down, and run away from that static link. It doesn't matter if it's a mid matchup, if it's a side lane matchup, and Centaur is gone.
Good.
Yang played it so perfectly, one of his better heroes, as we already talked about.
And like the best lane dominator you can get is an offlaner, which, as we said, the key to winning this game is going to be all lanes.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Just a little bit. Hey, but like we said, Flying Penguins, I mean, we did say they should play better under pressure. And that maybe it's just Vici Gaming is that good. I mean, we talked about going in this series. They are probably the favorites, and they're showing why.
They really are. I mean, you said it from the start. You said if Vici win that first game, they're going to 3-0.
Yep,
and they have not yet.
Oh, I can see ROTK. He's clicking on Mars.
Oh my goodness.
What?
He's in captain's mode. The patch. That's why it was a little bit longer before the. No, I'm just kidding. That hero's gonna. Every hero takes. How long does it usually take to get a new hero into captain's mode? Dark Willow took like 6 months or something, right?
Yeah, but Pango was faster.
That's true.
It depends on how long the popularity lasts in the pub games, I think,
usually.
and how long it's been figured out.
Yeah.
Speaking of Willow.
Oh, I like it. I'm glad I don't even want to say we're seeing more of this here. I'm glad Vici Gaming is picking it, because it does seem like a very good hero. And this is the same combo they had in Game 1, right? Or in one of the games today, they had Bane Dark Willow.
Yes.
I know
yeah,
it was in one.
That was
the first game.
That was the first game of this series. They did have them on 2 separate lanes.
Yep.
2 lanes that can't happen, by the way, because one was supporting a Brewmaster and the other one was a PA, so they're going to have other partners, but still pretty good.
It is nice, so at least Gambit banned out the Panda and the Centaur, because Panda, Centaur, plus Dark Willow is just probably one of these. It might be the strongest lane in the game, actually, now that I think about it. So getting rid of that, make him play something a little bit different on Yang is a good call. See, FN, he's looking a little bit upset. Well, I don't blame him.
I mean,
you're in front of the home crowd too, right? That has to be the worst feeling. Like you come out on stage, the crowd just absolutely goes wild for you. You want to give them a good show, and Vici Gaming is just stuffing it right now.
One thing he doesn't have to worry about is being kicked from the team, because he's just a stand-in.
Makes it a little bit. That's why I want to see the pressure free. Just Shadow Fiend right now. I'm not even mad. Just pick it. I know versus all 3 of these heroes, whatever, but Shadow Fiend's not good for many heroes. He's just overall.
Immersion Shaker.
That's a weird looking Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, it is. Got a little buffer and got skin and bones. No, I like it, right? Because that actually wins you a lane. Just you block off the off lane, it pulls it back for you, and all of a sudden you have this lane maybe you don't think you're gonna win, and pretty much you just win it. I wouldn't be surprised. Bounty banned? We might be seeing a Bounty 4th pick, right? We saw that it was the Earthshaker Bounty lane last time that we saw it do very good.
We did.
But it's not good versus Dark Willow or Troll, really, but I still think it's good in the laning phase.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for Bounty Hunter. This seems rather weak. Earthshaker, Bounty, Keeper of the Light Razor, everything's so squishy.
Oh,
so
the Yang Nature's Prophet.
Oh, no. They lost that game.
Yeah.
That's the game they lost, with the Yang playing the Nature's Prophet.
That's what he's going to play, right? He's not playing Dark Willow or Bane.
No.
And I'm still fighting. I mean, he was still super farmed in that game. They lost it, but he was doing some work. And
he was. They had the too much split push. You had Nature's Prophet, Puck, and Juggernaut with Battle Fury.
Yeah.
So
everyone just wanted to farm everywhere.
Yeah, that was the one where Paparazzi had a free lane and then went Battle Fury and then continued farming after that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have not done that since then, so some good adaptation from them. This has to be your game-winning hero right now. I don't think you can just 5th pick. As we've seen, like, these 5th picks have been tough for Gambit. I think you got to pick the hero, your win condition right now. And I'm looking, what would that be?
What would that be?
Is it time to pull out something like a Terrorblade?
Lone Druid has been a Dahak hero.
Lone Druid is
Lone Druid seems good.
Yeah, I like Lone Druid here a lot.
But would you
Actually
pick it
really
now?
like it.
Or wait, do you
I
think
think
it's
you
going to
pick
get
it
banned?
now. If you're gonna pick it, I think you just take it now. You don't risk it getting banned.
What's the counter to Lone Druid? Like, what would Vici Gaming pick as like, whoa, your Lone Druid is now worthless?
You sniper.
Or something, yeah.
All right, so
Sniper
there's not
troll.
that much,
We
so it's
need
pretty
to go
safe
back
pick.
in time.
Oh, wasn't that the spin to win patch, or was that a different one? That was it, right? It was Jug, Sniper, Troll.
yeah.
They do it, hey.
Good call, Chief.
Yeah.
I think that's the
That's a good
best
pick.
case. It really is. It's good versus all these, right? And you finally have multiple areas of control on Dark Willow now, right? Earthshaker, all his abilities hit her when she's in what's it called? I don't want to say ethereal form. Wait, shadow form. We'll say
Shadow
when
Realm?
shadow form, and then Savage Roar from the bear and
Yeah.
Keeper of the
Wait,
Light
who,
as well.
Who has shadow form?
Yeah, Shadow Realm.
The
Oh,
Shadow Realm,
oh.
yeah, which Shadow Realm puts her in shadow form. So, they
a lot of
they have
sense.
3 heroes that counter the Dark Willow. I really like it actually. I think this is by far their best draft, like no doubt in my mind.
They got some nice disengage. They got ways to keep the link up. Multiple, actually, every single one of these heroes, other than Razor, has a way you can fish your person so he can't run with the link. You can roar him in a way you want him to go.
I do. I like Gambit's draft a
Oh,
lot
I
more.
like-
I just Razor
Oh, no.
Syllabear core is a little bit wonky, but I guess you want to fight early with both of them. Like get the Radiance, get the I don't know Sanjin Yasha drums on the Razor, and you just run at people, right?
Yeah, it feels like a really good Lone Druid game against Nature's Prophet. They don't have that frontliner. Every single
which
time.
Is Yang always
Yang.
Not this game, yeah.
Oh, so
The puck ban.
out. They're gonna have a last pick on side of Vici, so
Again.
they're gonna see what Gambit decides to go for.
Which heroes are good against Razor mid? Assuming it's going to be Razor mid.
I think it's gonna be Lone
Lone
Druid
Druid
middle,
mid.
right? I think
Yeah.
the Hog will play it middle. And I think that hero, he's normally gonna farm. You just pick something that can farm too, and I think that might also
This
be a
is
little
a
bit of a
good-
deny pick for
Yeah.
sure. And it's a good one. Survivability on that hero. Like I said, I hope he goes the same build. Holy Locket, Guardian Greaves. Once you get that, you just don't die for like the next 15 minutes.
It's such a good build, and they don't have anything to dispel that
Yep.
Ghost Shroud with.
Panda's
Yet.
been banned. Now what else we got? Not really much.
They can go back for Lina. I heard that was great against Necro.
They're gonna be so squishy if they go for Lina.
Yeah. They would have, and even the lanes wouldn't be that great. This is you actually do need a frontliner. I know this isn't friggin' World of Warcraft, but you do need a tank. Like, absolutely.
Is there, I mean, there's a Dragon Knight in. That's a mid tank.
Dragon Knight versus Necro. It's not the worst lane, but later into the game, it feels pretty bad.
Tide Hunter. I'm just going to name all of them.
Tide, I love middle Tide Hunter, so I would never say no to that.
They'll just put Razor on mid if it's
True.
mid tide.
And luckily there's no Chen in this game, so no one just automatically wins the TP game. But then, I mean, you could just switch it up, but I guess Razor would just follow around the Tide. So yeah, you can't really do that. That's the problem, honestly. I think Gambit might have stumped him. What would it be? What else? What other like tanky laners that don't do terrible versus Razor? Are there any?
The normal ones are the OD Lone Druid. A Sniper still there, but that's not a tanky one. Against
You know
Razor.
what? Is Sniper the best?
No,
I know you
it's
don't
not.
want
No,
Squishy, but
it's not.
I honestly think
I think
it
if
might
it's Sniper,
be.
you still go Lina rather than that. Or Weaver.
was like,
That's
what?
not
I was like,
something
what
I
is
would
that?
Yeah,
here?
I didn't see it coming up. I was
show
like, what is
for
it?
quite some
And
time.
it's the paparazzi. Okay,
I'm with Gambit. Gambit
Same.
has a really good draft in this game, and probably in the best out of 3 so far. And I don't think they have an answer for this Lone Druid, especially with the Weaver last pick. Plus, again, they don't have anything against Necro. Once they group up, this is the lineup that what is ROTK doing?
He is using Fade's headset to give his team last-minute instructions, but he is talking a lot. This last pick, Weaver, they waited a long time to pick it, but I would imagine that they already knew what he was going to pick. He was just telling his team how
I
to
think-
play this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like that they put Ori on the Troll, and he'll go middle and have a much better time than probably any other hero would versus Razor or Lone Druid. And I think Gambit does have the better draft, but you're down 2-0. You definitely are down in confidence. Meanwhile, Vici Gaming is just so up. They've been dominating. So, while I think it is a better draft, I think Vici Gaming is just going to outplay him, honestly.
Really? Well, at least both of you give Gambit a better shot than that they've had so far in this grand finals.
Sure,
So if there's any game that they're going to win, well, this has to be it. Otherwise, they are out, and Vici will punch their ticket to the Stockholm Major. Let's find out if they can indeed finish it off with a 3-0 sweep, or if we're going to have a game after this. Let's head over to ODPixel and Fogged.
Yeah, it's 2 games up at the moment, Vici Gaming, and going into game 3, maybe this is where Gambit are able to step it up. The panel liked the draft, much better than what they saw in game 1 and game 2. Gambit, they've got to pull it out here. It's their last chance at the minor against Vici Gaming. Can they do it, Fog? Do you agree with the panel on this one? This is Gambit's best shot by far?
I do feel like it is, just because the thing that concerned me in the last 2 games in particular was lanes, right? The lanes just weren't the game felt over by the 8-minute mark, right when the lanes end. In this game, I believe it does look like their lane setup should be a bit better. Like the Earthshaker, like Grant was saying, he can fissure and secure most likely the Necrophos' lane, just constantly spam it to make sure the Necro can get at least of a bit of lane. Razor should do okay if he's versus the Troll in the mid lane, but I think they might be dodging the matchup if they notice which one it is. We're actually going to see Paparazzi. We can give him the word on the Weaver, and he's actually shikuching toward the mid lane as fast as possible to get information. They want to know where that Razor is and where the Lone Druid is in particular to get that proper matchup. You don't want the Troll versus Razor, you want the Weaver versus the Razor. So what other stuff do we have here we're looking at? So we have a Necro, but we have a Necro who's versus a Bane. So that could be some situations where we could see DY get the sleep saves on the Reaper set in some situations. And then this Weaver, Paparazzi, he actually only has one hero he has to worry about in the game, and it is the Earthshaker. Besides that, they don't really have any lockdown until they have Coddle with the Will-O-Wisp and the Reaper Scythe in particular from that. But those are, pretty hard to at least catch the Weaver. The Will-O-Wisp is pretty good, though. But Weaver's also a hero that's good versus the Will-O-Wisp because you kill it very quickly.
Yeah, you got that extra Gemini hit to help take it down.
Yeah.
And as a whole, you have got a lineup with, well, effectively 5 ranged heroes with Troll in range form. So lots of ways that you can sort of dip and dive inside the outskirts of the Will-O-Wisp and hit it.
Looks like they might just put the Troll mid anyway, even though I think they saw FN being positioned in that mid lane. You can at least stay in range for him, right? So you can at least get the Whirling Axes. If you get the slow on him as he gets the link, that's probably one of the best things too. They actually get the deny on that treant there. Yang takes a little bit of harassment, but we do have 3 secured bounty runes for Vici here at the start.
It's a hot start. Yeah. It's always nice, that extra little bit of gold. Give you that edge in the lanes.
So Gambit, we're talking about how their lanes should be a little bit stronger this time around. However, their playmaking around the map in the laning phase it's like non-existent, right? So the Earthshaker is pretty much the only one who can make moves, and his contribution is just a fissure. FN will at least get that mid ward countered out immediately on the Razor. So a little bit of extra regen as well going for him. He doesn't have to eat his branch.
See Fade. Ramble down, catches onto FNG.
And we'll see what Immersion does. So I'm just going to be watching the Earthshaker for the most part, just to see how much he can manipulate up top to help out his Necrophos, which could have trouble if he doesn't just stay up there. Could go for a fissure here. Actually, he's able to get the block on DY. A little bit of pressure on him for now.
I'm just trying to edge him away from the creeps, make sure that DY isn't able to continue to do his best to deny against the Necrophos.
FN already doing very well in mid, as we were mentioning. He's Razor versus Troll, so we'll be able to get majority of those last hits and get the link off in most situations, even though Ori can't get the slow, but he used the slow to get a last hit, so FN will get that 21 damage, which is more than enough for him to secure the lane. So he should win mid. Bottom, the Hawk should be able to farm as well, and Necro should be able to farm as well. So like we said, the lanes are ready. They should be much better for Gambit this time around.
To get the block off onto DY as well with that Fisher, he's not going to be able to make it round. So they will chase him down. Does go for the smart play though. TP out, and he'll make it away. Of course, Immersion, level 2, no points in the passive, so no extra way to hold him back. Mid lane, yeah, we'll see if Ori is able to keep up with the farm of FN, but
he'll do okay. He'll start to fall behind. I mean, he'll be able to get last hits with his axes for the most part, but he's gonna have to bring mana items and HP items to make up for that. So he'll have maybe similar last hits because he has to expend more on those items to make sure that he can keep his last hits. Oh, actually finds a regen. Oh, how thankful for Ori.
That'll do it. Make sure he has the mana to keep spamming in the wave.
Yep, saved himself a little bit. He still buys a mango anyway just to have, but yeah, we see FN's doing great. Weaver actually the winner for Vici. will be able to farm pretty well up top, even though they're able to constantly throw those fissures out to block the wave. It's still a good lane for Paparazzi with that high base damage in comparison to Necrophos. And bottom, I mean, this is still a really strong lane for Vici. Dahak was actually, I think, forced to send his bear back as they maybe even killed one of them, or almost killed one of them. So with the Blightstone plus heavy right clicks that comes up between the two of them, they're actually able to now take control of this lane a bit here.
And what's sort of the overall game plan from Gambit? Are they going to try and, grouping up as 5 with Necrophos and Razor at a point? Before sort of Vici Gaming is able to get the Weaver in a position where he's able to fight him in top lane.
Paparazzi's dropping low.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him. Afterlife is getting right-clicked down by the two of them. He has to be a little careful. He is starting to salve up.
But Immersion's the one who's in trouble now.
They're both relatively low. Paparazzi does spot out Afterlife again, does have to keep his distance. Another Death Pulse comes out. DY pops the stick charges, has got a Brain Sap as well, but he's going to fall. They'll get the kill onto the Bane. Fishes out as well onto Paparazzi. He's got one more Shikuchi. But both Immersion and Afterlife will stay alive.
Holy crap, the stick charge is really coming into play there. Afterlife looks like he's actually going to be trying to go for a suicide play here on the Necro. Should be able to do it just going to that tier 2. Yeah. Yeah,
no one's able to get here in time, so it should be a quick trip back to base for the Necrophos.
FN's going to be able to get a DD up top for himself, or he's trying to get it, but he actually kills it instead. And then maybe they're actually going to make a move on mid to try to get a kill to help Ori catch back up in here. As we see, he's starting to fall behind in those last hits. And Paparazzi top also, by the way, he got pretty lucky that he got the bottle delivered while he was making that play. And actually, while the Bane TP's back, he refills the bottle. So full HP on the Weaver to stay up there. Mid, Fade wants to try to go for something here with DY. It's
hard to do so because he's had all his damage drained on the Troll. Yeah, with the two supports, maybe they'll have the bursting control to take him, root to block him off, or he gets a slow off. There's going to be the backup from Immersion with the Fisher. The damage from DY and Fade is enough to grant Vici Gaming the kill.
So they can make moves much easier. That's the one thing. When you look at Vici's, I was talking about how on Gambits, it's really only Immersion who can make any type of responsive plays or anything in this type of early game. We look at Vici, both Fade and DY can make moves because their lanes are self-sufficient. Nature's Prophet can stay bottom alone because it's pretty hard for Gambit to get a kill until Dahak is level 5, and the same thing in that top lane. Paparazzi's fine versus the Necrophos.
And Paparazzi, I mean, this game, what's the build for the Weaver? Does he have to sort of get like Lincoln's BKBs early on, or can he afford to go for aggressive plays like the Deso Rush?
He might just go for some stat items, maybe like the Lance. I've seen a lot of the Deso Rushes, though.
It's been more common frequently, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you like the tower push and your objective taking, so. Mid lane again, as soon as FN comes back,
straight in Yang, TP's in as well. He's got the body blocks with the Treants. Yeah, Fade gets the Shadow Realm hidden. FN pops the Fairy Fire, won't keep him alive. Vici Gaming turning up the pressure in that lane. A lane that, as we saw with the matchup, was going very well for FN, but that's 2 kills back to back.
No longer, yeah. He's already 700 gold ahead. Vici understanding what they need to do around the map, knowing that they can make the moves at the safer route. Top. Fisher's going to go out, but not quite. I mean, not in close level 6 yet on Necro, so yeah, Paparazzi's fine.
And Paparazzi, of course, very close to level 6 himself.
Bottom. Dahak might be able to get Yang here. He gets a root.
Does he get that root? Here we go.
Nope.
Here we go. No.
Nope.
No, okay. Yang's fine. But easily able to walk away. That's 3-1. There's a 1k lead for Vici Gaming. Not as severe at this point as we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, but certainly not going the way necessarily that they want to on Gambit, and get Paparazzi literally just hit level 6 off that creep.
And they're going to go aggressive now. TP's coming in. They have 4 heroes rotating top to go for this kill onto Afterlife, and they're going to get it easily.
Yeah, just a level 4 Necrophos. He's got stick charges. That is about it. Shadow Realm hit, and Paparazzi drive by with the Shikuchi will grant them the kill. They've got the Bramble Maze down, blocking off any potential escape from Immersion. Sprouts out, Treants surround him. It is going to be another kill for Vici Gaming. Does manage to get Paparazzi pretty low, but not low enough to find a trade. It's 5-1, Vici Gaming. They're getting these kills, they're getting these actions, and they're just perfectly addressing any sort of flaws that were there in the first 5 minutes of laning.
Yeah, they're abusing the maneuverability of their draft in comparison to Gambit, they're static in their lanes. These heroes don't want to move, as I've been saying. Like, Immersion's the only one who can help out, and Vici can move 3 different heroes around easily because of the Nature's Prophet on top of those 2 supports that don't have a lane that they need to stick in. So now we see bottom lane. Fade's going to soak some of that experience for now, while Yang jungles. And now Nature's Prophet has level 6. So again, we have to watch out for that lane pressure that's going to come out from that Wrath of Nature. They can look to set up kills. It does a lot of damage at this early point in the game.
Yeah, no longer can, you know, it's hard for Afterlife, you know, when he does skill it, to rely on a Ghost Shroud to save, and they have lots of magical. I mean, one of the reasons why he hasn't got it at the moment, it just won't help him at all against this team. There's so much burst from Vici Gaming.
FNG did a little bit of homework. He found the ward that Vici actually used in the last game, taking out the same one from that sentry down. And yeah, they're giving Fade the bottom lane, so it's going to be a quick early level 6 on this Willow again, just like we saw in the first game of this series. As Paparazzi's getting active, has found himself an Arcane Rune. And it's on FNG.
FNG does have the bugs on him. Nature's Wrath's going to bounce around the two of them. Immersion will hold back Paparazzi, but not before FNG dies to the tick of the bug. That'll make the space for Vici Gaming to take this tier 1 tower mid nice and early. And in a lane where it did all start off very nicely for FN's Razor, but Vici Gaming have made that pretty much be entirely forgotten.
As Afterlife, he slept up here. He could just TP out immediately afterwards, but there's... Okay, he's good. That's the only play he could do to get out. Has to actually skill the Ghost Shroud, though. He may have been able to survive without it, but he skilled Ghost Shroud, so he doesn't actually have Reaper Sight now at level 6. Oh. So they're going to have to wait a little bit longer before they can make a play. As bottom, Ori's already down here.
Yeah, Curse Crown to set up. He does get the fear off onto Ori, but the Bramble Maze is down. Dahak will be sprouted, surrounded. The treants out to block him up, allow Ori the time and space to get the damage in upon him.
Jesus. Vici Gaming there.
They're doing it again.
They're doing it again. It's 7-1.
A little less painful than it was in game 1 and game 2, but
sure.
Again, it's going that same way. Vici Gaming.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Right, Gambit's going to need so much to come out of Immersion in this game. Not level 6 yet on the Earthshaker, approaching it, but Razor still has like a similar concept of the hero. Sure, he's been reworked a bit, and he's gotten a lot better now with a lot of these changes, but when you have this hero that you want to have this dominant lane, and you die back-to-back twice, and you lose your tower, you don't really have a place to go on the map. It makes it very awkward for you to be able to group up with your team. There's bounty runes.
See Afterlife, I mean, he's thinking about trying to take it.
They were baiting him.
I mean, he will get it. He will get it, but he will pay with his life. They got 3 of the bounty runes.
And FNG's gonna. I mean, this is looking starting to look like the last 2 games.
Oh no!
Vici's just making moves absolutely everywhere on the map, and Immersion. I mean, Gambit. They don't really have any moves, like we've been saying. It's just Immersion who can do it. Paparazzi with the bottle, like he's going for the Dragonlance too, just early stat items, and they're looking to just control the map and steamroll over Gambit. FN will be stunned, but there won't be follow-up. So now it's level 6s are the key. They've got Immersion at level 6 on Gambit, they've got the Coddle level 6, so they need to make some big team fights happen with all these, with the Will-O-Wisp on top of that Echo. But it's hard. It is not easy when Vici is starting to get the ball rolling like this, and they've already claimed, 2 of the 3 tier 1s.
They're taking so much from the map.
Paparazzi.
Will be static link, but FN does have to be careful. Bane was around. Not quite level 6 on the Bane. And does have that shake behind him. And the shadows complete by Yang, so that extra bit of damage.
At least they have this. You know, we've seen FNG was stacking a bit to make sure that his team can at least get some farm on the backup of those kills that ended up happening in the lane. But Vici looking comfortable again in this game. Only 3K though. I think last game was a lot worse than 3K gold lead at this point. But they're the ones who are dictating the pace. They're the ones who are making the moves. Look, they're the ones smoking, trying to get active, while Gambit, they showed top lane just now. They both showed Coddle and Earthshaker, as well as Necrophos. Dahak.
Oh no. They've got the root. They've got the Cursed Crown. Dahak. It's been surrounded, and it's going to hurt that little extra. He did just finish the Midas, but I believe he was unable to get it out to him in time. Popping the Echo Slam, trying to kill Paparazzi, but even with the neutral creeps, there's not enough damage. Fiend's Grip sets up for the kill.
Oh, they can't make the mistake with Echo like that in this
they
game
need to find kills with it.
11-1, and Vici just running rampant across the map.
And I mean, Afterlife, the other sort of kill, he still doesn't have a point in the Reaper's side.
He's holding a point now.
He is holding a point. Okay,
yeah,
he's holding a point. He's holding a point.
I mean, bottom, look, they're going to lose. They've lost complete map control in this game. They haven't even, they've gotten some taps on the tier 1s of Vici, but now what the hell do? They don't have Echo Slam. They've got the Will-O-Wisp, but they're starting to get to the point where they can't even look to take fights versus Vici.
Not at all. 12 minutes in, take tier 2s, and you know that's a problem when Fade gets a Midas less than a minute after the Lone Druid gets a Midas. You know,
how's the levels too? He's level 8 on Fade, 8.5, and the Hawk's 9.5, so he's not too far behind there.
He's going to overtake the Lone Druid.
Yeah, he's same as Afterlife as levels, and more farm as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh boy. Gambit, they have no moves. Again, look at this. They're all spread out on the map, and they feel the pressure. Vici making it look much easier than I think any of us imagined.
I think that anyone watching imagined. This is just outstanding to see from Vici Gaming.
Last tier 1 gets cleaned up, and they can look to continue going on. As Paparazzi with the haste rune. He's going behind the tower here, maybe looking for trying to make a play. There is a ward on the high ground, so Gambit does see all this happening at the moment. And they have a ward in the enemy jungle again. We were talking about wards pretty much this whole series. Vici has been on top of it. FN trying to get away here. We'll be able to.
We say, well, they're still hunting. No, he's got the TP out. TP's out as soon as he senses any sort of danger heading his way.
And we see Nature's Prophet, so not your usual build you see on Yang, but he's gone for a Spirit Vessel. He's versed in DY, so why not in this game?
DY
he's already having a great time.
Did have an invis, but there was a sentry down, so they know that DY is around. Go for the Enfeeble and Sleep onto the Lone Druid. That is going to be the setup. There is backup here. Will-O-Wisp down, Fisher as well. The Fiend's Grip is out though onto the Lone Druid. They're holding Dahak in place, and we've got to pause. We have some lag issues. I mean, I don't think lag's the problem. Unfortunately for Gambit, they've got a lot of other problems.
Yeah, I mean they dropped the Will-O-Wisp, but as we mentioned, Weaver very good versus it. He turns, kills it almost instantly. 100 gold for him, and Gambit just has to run away and leave their Lone Druid.
See Paparazzi, but Fisher's not quite back up. They're walking into this. They've got a static link on DY. I mean, you've got to be careful how they poke at Vici Gaming, because Vici Gaming will fight them. At the Yules, up onto DY. Maybe see if they can find an easy kill on a support. And they're not going to get it. The root's down, holding the Razor in place. Ori turns, starting to throw the axes towards him. Paparazzi ready to lead in. Heads forward with Shikuchi. FN will be able to get far enough away though. Gambit, they've got the heals with the Death Pulse. Gambit will make sure that no one else dies here today.
I mean, at least they only lose the Hawk out of that, but we see Yang instantly ports bottom as he saw, everybody's on the top side of the map. He's able to now claim 2 bounty runes for his team. And yeah, Vici, comfortable, as we see Paparazzi is doing the Death Soul build after the Dragon Lance.
He is, okay. Yeah. I mean, he can absolutely afford to do so. He knows they're playing ahead, and that extra bit of damage is going to help them big time, getting these towers, getting these objectives, and just making sure they don't fall behind. They need, I mean, what is the play? Fisher into nothing?
I think it's like hoping that he Shikuchi's through the wave or something, and then you just hope for something.
You catch him mid Shikuchi, you get him with the Aftershock procs, maybe.
I think on the side of Gambit, you give Immersion every possible
He's close to the blink. Yeah. He is close to the blink.
You give him everything.
That's how they get back in this.
I think that's the only way they get back in this is some tremendous Echo Slam coming out from him. So yeah, we see FN, he was actually farming top and just gives the wave to the Earthshaker.
Make sure the Shaker finishes his own.
Yeah. That's the only way that they can take any type of fights here. As the map is becoming smaller and smaller for them. DY continuing to find D-wards and continuing to be a warding beast on this Bane. FN. He's trying to hunt here for Yang, but Yang's got friends.
Yeah, you don't want to hunt too long. You probably want to start popping that TP scroll. Which he actually can't. It's still on cooldown.
Yeah, it's still cooldown.
He's going to be stuck here for a little bit of time.
The rest of Vici is starting to move away from here, though.
Okay.
FN, waiting patiently.
Does have the Yule Scepter to cancel the initial TP attempt. With the Eye of the Storm, maybe he could go for that. But he's going to be a little nervous of the presence of the rest of Vici Gaming.
He's probably still too tanky on the NP, honestly. If he just goes Strength Treads, he's like 1700 HP. Mid lane. FNG just gets obliterated. But Immersion now has the Blink Dagger on the Shaker. All right, Gambit, this is
it.
Time to shine. So they have to get
everything on the Shaker.
Get a big play coming out with your Echo Slam to buy time for Dahak to get Radiance, and then when they have the Radiance, then maybe that's their their avenue of coming back in this one. But still, right now, Vici.
I think they're doing Roshan.
They're going for
You've got to go for it now. Get in with the Blink Echo play. If they can read this and they can head over.
There's already a ward down, though. We see DY walked in deeply and put the ward on top of the shrine, so they see the Shaker.
The whole outcome of the series resting on this Echo Slam for Gambit, and they're not going to get in time, as you say. It's already been seen. They can't close the gap as the Shaker. They've got to reset and hope to take this fight in better terms.
Gambit kills the ward, at least, so they recognize that they were under vision of Vici, but Vici just, as we've been saying, so prepared for
they
Gambit.
really were.
Any of Gambit's shenanigans have just been figured out, it seems, by Vici.
I mean, this has to be the most dominant grand final performance I've seen in all my years of commentary. This is so one-sided.
Yeah, it really does feel so.
It really is. Like, Vici Gaming have just turned up in this best of 5. They knew exactly what to do. And Gambit, it's... You've got to feel a little bad for them. You know that Gambit can do so much more than this. Sure, you have to remember they are playing with the stand-in, FN, of course, rather than the usual Alpha Ninja, so already things are a little different for them. But they can do so much better than this.
And they've looked good throughout the tournament too, right? It just Vici's, they just seem to have figured it out, right?
They're getting entirely outclassed.
I mean, Fade, we've talked about, like, they're all just super farm. Fade nearing that Lone Druid farm, way ahead of everybody else in comparison for his role, of course. And they're just splitting up and farming now. They're like, all right, we've got an Aegis. We have incredible control of this game. Wait for our items. Again, like last time, no rush for Vici. Pick up your Deso, pick up your Orchid, pick up your BKB or whatever it is for the Troll. And if the fights come to you, take them. We'll buy time for Dahak to get that Radiance, which he's... Does he have the recipe at least? He does not, actually. I thought he had the recipe. Well, close to the relic, at least.
Martian is eyeing up top, but entirely alone. So Fisher will be popped out. And that'll be it. Keeps himself hidden in the trees. No need at all to jump out. Gets back to the rest of the team. So much pressure on him to make a big echo play. It really, really does.
They smoked, but it's under vision.
Well, the Whisper's going to get laid down. They'll start to pull Ori and DY in. The Fisher will keep Ori in range of the Wisp, but there's the Fear. Sends the two of them back. May they kill Ori? He's getting pretty low. He's bursted down. They get the kill on the Troll. They'll find one. Paparazzi now leading from behind. He's looking towards FNG. It's an easy kill for him, or is it not? They're stick charging FNG. He's going to stay alive. They've found 3 kills. They have lost 2, but already this is the best fight Gambit's had this entire series. And it still may end in more death, FN. That's out just in time. Dahak as well will be able to escape. They take a good trade, Gambit.
All right. That's like the perfect way that they could have set that up. Even though the smoke was under vision, they were able to get there in time. Paparazzi doing crazy amounts of damage, though. Like we said, there's not really much control on the side of Gambit to deal with this Weaver, but at least they find themselves some breathing room, and Dahak lives is the most important part. So he gets that relic. So he will be able to try to farm that Radiance soon.
And it will be big, you know, having the Radiance, it is certainly going to help them shift the tempo in the fights. This constant damage output going Vici Gaming's way. And I imagine as their heroes look, is anybody itemizing towards any sort of sustain? Are we seeing anybody building a Mech or such? What's Yang going for this game?
That's what I was checking. I thought he might go for Mech. He's actually going for the pipe.
He's going for the pipe.
It's probably better.
Yeah.
It's better
so that'll be something, yeah. Having the pipe against that constant magic output will help out. They'll look towards FN down bottom. Pots the Eye of the Storm. Brown's going to be there.
Nice Jules.
Gemma will keep him safe.
Very fast Jules. Fade, he's looking to make a play top. They know that the bear is up here.
Send the Shaker up in the air. Dahak's got the Fear onto the Dark Willow, but Immersion's been surrounded with the Sprout. Get the kill onto the Shaker, and already you can see Ori trying to go for more. He's just the slow onto the bear.
Gets the root, a secondary one.
He's got the damage to do so. Sprout's going to lock him down for a little bit, but he's able to chomp his way out of there with the Quelling Blade. Radiant's getting ever so close.
FN has BKB now too.
Radiant's top
Not really the
tower is
greatest
under
BKB game though, as there's only really Willow's magic damage that he has to worry about. He still can get Fiend's Grip, and there's all the rest of them are just physical right-clickers on him, but at least it'll let him get, you know, into the fray, into the backlines, without getting controlled in particular.
Going to try and pick the kill onto FNG outside of the base, and they'll find it. Or will they? The blast? No, he's got the Spirit Vessel upon him. Slowly melting him down. Immersion back in play. How long till that Echo Slam? We're seeing that back soon, very soon, in fact.
Already with smokes prepared, as he knows how important he is to the team. Almost have the Radiant. So Radiant's BKB with an Echo Slam. I mean, they're still 8K behind, but they could look to take a fight here.
They absolutely can. If Vici Gaming's out of place and out of position. See, obviously, all the numbers very heavily favoring Vici Gaming at this point with the lead that they have. Win probability as well, it's 86%. You know, Valve, they saw the last 2 games. They know to be confident in Vici Gaming once more.
I mean, for sure, especially when they have this they have a good tricore too into the later stages of the game. And not only that, they have this Willow who's farming like a beast. Gonna have level 15 very early in this game too if he does, I mean, which he probably will get the 90 GPM. So yeah, this Willow is gonna look to be dealing out a hefty amount of damage. And this hero, we've seen how well it did at MDL when Crit played it. It really can dominate.
It can ruin a team fight.
Yeah. Ruin a team fight.
Doesn't matter what sort of initiation you get. If you don't get that Willow, the team fight can be over on his at his will.
And you can even just, I mean, we saw last game was a lot, or the first team was a lot different, but you can go for solo kills once you get really farmed on these Willows. Because he also has an NP on his team that can come help a lot.
Here we go. This is the play they're looking for.
They've got the 3? Okay, so BKB, Blink, and Radiance ready. Gambit's got to make something happen.
All the little things. Immersion also level 12. He's got the 2 points now in the Echo.
Okay, yeah, did he hit 12?
Let's see what he can find. A moment to hack, baiting out some action here with the bear.
Oh, can he bait this?
Oh, if Immersion can get some follow-up, they're heading in with the smoke. He's got to get a huge Echo. If he can find it, he jumps in straight away looking for the backlines. Gets Zori as well with a Vision. Can they kill him? No, the fear is there, but they get the kill. That's going to be the troll down. Can they get any more on Gambit? They're going to try their best. Yule's there, cancelling any sort of escape from Yang. They get 3. Gambit striking back. The bear bait, it worked out. As now they'll find Fade as well. Afterlife in with the Reaper's Scythe.
There we go.
There we go. It took them 2 series and 24 minutes to pull it together. But Gambit do just that right here and show us that this game, there's still very much a chance.
Oh, that bait was perfect. Just a great smoke there coming out from Gambit too. Vici. They probably thought that since like the read that they've gotten from Gambit before, they weren't really making much of the moves. They looked like they got a little bit comfortable. But great.
They really did. I mean, they were just sort of nonchalantly hitting the bear.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's feeding his bear. No.
They still have a Weaver issue though. They got this bug problem, who has a full BKB, level 19. But that is definitely massive as we see what, 5K, 6K swing almost. Experience is pretty much at 0, and that Dota plus a heavy swing as well, of course.
And this bear with his Radiance to hack. He can keep up with farming. This isn't a game where Paparazzi's playing some sort of PA with a Battle Fury where he's going to be farming at an insane pace. Sure, he's still very farmed, but Gambit can keep up with him.
Yeah. They've got some deep ward vision down too, so they were keeping tabs of Ori, who doesn't have the BKB yet. Actually, he has it finished now if he's able, when he's going to bring out the courier. So now Vici, they also have a bit of a window here as Ori. If he did have BKB in the last situation, he would have probably been able to turn a bit of that fight. So double BKBs on Vici. How long do we have for Roche? We find out it's about a minute for that one. So right now, no Echo still on the side of Gambit. Same thing with that Reaper side.
Only 10 seconds though until Echo. Very soon.
The Will-O-Wisp is back up too. Paparazzi is one of the good runes, in particular besides the DD for Weaver, that arcane, constant geminate attacks and Shikuchis. And Gambit, they've got everything at the ready again.
Let's see where they can go. Hunting the trees with the Nature's Wrath. Will spot that they got the vision. Will-O-Wisp is going to be down. Paparazzi is going to be able to get the BKB off. The Nightmare from DY was absolutely perfect. He Nightmared Paparazzi just at the same time as the Echo Slam came through. So Paparazzi had the chance to get the BKB off. And Vici Gaming, they get 2 kills. They'll get to hack as well. DY there with that reaction.
They had vision. They had that ward down. Sure, Gambit's hiding behind the trees, but Vici sees them. They saw absolutely everything, so he pre-clicked the sleep on the Earthshaker. He knew it was coming at least, so he got the sleep off perfectly, and the fear catches everybody from Fade.
And they're buying back, but they don't have an Echo Slam now. FNG's dead. He'll buy back. This is 3 buybacks from Gambit. They're trying for Yang. Yang will be forced back to safety. Vici Gaming, they get the tier 3. They'll back off. They'll take that. A tower and 3 buybacks being forced out.
And we just, the graph just, oh my god, like look up for Gambit, straight back down. Vici just, like, they have that ward down. They saw them. They knew they could make the play with those fresh BKBs. They got delivered, and like you said, great sleep and great fear.
Went back to 0% off the back of that play earlier.
Was that a 4 or 5-man Willow fear? The Terrorized looked like it caught at least 4 heroes there.
I think so. It's just so destructive in the fights. Merchant, look towards Fade. He goes him up, but he gets the Shadow Realm out. And FN's tried to walk forward onto this. He has got a BKB. He's got to get out of it. I don't know if he's going to get the chance to do so. The Desert Damage doing a lot. They do have the Yours to throw the Weaver up, and that will separate him long enough to get FN far enough away. But he's able to get back to safety.
That's Aegis Cheese though now, and 3 cores are still very farmed.
Blink Dagger on Fade, so it's going to be even easier for him to pull out these counter plays. We'll see it here.
It's on everybody. Yeah, it's on 4 heroes.
It is.
And just Afterlife gets out of it on the side there, but he's segregated by the Willow as well as that Nature's Prophet. Yeah, beautiful team fight again by Vici. Gambit, they need to get some like amazing Echo Slaps again. Same thing. Just such hard fights. Vici still in a very comfortable spot. And a DD rune on Paparazzi, of course. Such fast swings.
Gambit, they may have been able to sort of shake it back their way once this game. They've got to do it again now, and it's going to be harder.
Especially when they lose all their vision. They've got 1 ward left in that mid lane to give them some type of information. The Hawk also will constantly be sending his bear out to at least push and deal with some of those split push waves that comes out from Nature's Prophet with that Radiance. But anyone who walks outside the base has to be very careful of getting grabbed by Vici.
That won't be able to do anything about Yang TPing away. Immersion unable to get there in time. Had already used the blink to initially close the gap, and it's not quite close enough. But ults back online for Gambit.
Yeah, as soon as they get their ults up, they look like they're trying to make something happen. There's still Supple sit him in the base, but Immersion is smoked, still looking for something. But yeah, Vici with the BKBs, with the Aegis Cheese, they feel that much stronger because, as we've been saying, Immersion is the lockdown. Will-O-Wisp now is no longer a problem for Vici Gaming with these BKBs.
And as we keep saying, Vici Gaming, there's no rush for them.
Nope. Again, it's a similar thing in
Farm
this
up
game.
their next item. Get Paparazzi as nullifier. There's no need for them to force high ground yet. Get Ori towards his next one. He's queuing up a Basher on the Tron.
Yep. They don't need to make the mistakes, right? Let Gambit come outside and make your mistakes when you have this type of full map control. And you're farming the entire map. You're taking their Ancients, you're taking your Ancients, you're pushing in the side lanes. You're not really farming your Ancients much, but...
Yeah, I mean, you just got to look at the 3 net worths of the 3 cores of Vici Gaming and that...
And their 4th core, can't forget.
Yeah, I mean, Fade. Been absolutely crushing it on his Dark Willow in this finals.
Level 16
They're
to Hawk.
going to hunt for Yak. Echo committed. They'll look for the easy kill. They'll get it. They'll get out of the map. They do take him off. And that's the threat of the Nature's Prophet gone for a good time. 100 seconds without it, but now they can push.
Back. He might just buy back and join his team.
I mean, there's no Echo, there's no Reapers. So Vici Gaming, you're absolutely right, can use this to their advantage. As they are the sort of the 2 big team fight plays that has allowed Gambit to set up the kills. There's the buyback. They know there's not these ults to worry about. So sure, they get the kill on the Prophet. Is it going to be worth it? Fiend's Grip's actually going to get cancelled straight away.
He cancelled it himself. Looks like they are like, all right, never mind. We fought back, but we're a bit afraid of overcommitting here anyway.
I mean, then that sort of falls back into Gambit's favor. You know, the Prophet buys back, wasn't necessarily able to do anything with it. I mean, you could certainly see what Vici Gaming's plan was to do, was to abuse these cooldown timings, but they're not able to do so. Gambit are still able to push them away from a high ground siege. And Yang's got to be careful. I mean, if they kill him again, he's going to be gone for a long, long time, especially if they get another Reaper's Scythe down on him.
Yeah.
They can sort of repeat that play. It's going to take a lot of the map pressure off.
Immersion.
Oh.
He has this invis here. He has the Shadow Amulet, but will he be able to get away?
He's going to go for the Fisher and the Blink out.
Nice.
Separate himself from Ori and Paparazzi. Give him a bit.
That I did not expect to see. The Nature's Prophet took the attack speed talent instead of the CDR talent. Bulldog would be really mad right now. I know he hates that talent. The CDR one is just, it benefits all your items, and he's got a lot of activatable items too. So, but he is also right-clicking core too, so it's not like it hurts him that much. But the CDR is really good talent.
I guess theoretically, what, good against the Will-O-Wisp? A little easier for him to help take it down.
He just has high right-click. Ori, maybe they can set up from here immersion.
Fisher, jump forward. They've got the follow locked down, and have they got the combo? He's going to have the BKB. He's able to get it out. Of course, without the Reaper's Scythe or the Echo Slam, they don't have the full lockdown to kill him immediately, but they'll still get the kill nonetheless. They get it up. The BKB wears off. He was able to spend out, pick up the S and Y, but that's 60 seconds. They're getting these core kills. They may be 14k behind, but Gambit showing they've still got that fire inside them.
Having the Earthshaker still can allow you to set those up. He's even got a Shadow Blade now, so he can look to catch people on the split push. Unlike the last game, right, where they had to, like, where the puck shows and they had to blow absolutely everything. This time they can get kills without even having to commit the Echo Slam, at least because they have the control from Shaker. But that's when a troll is completely isolated by himself.
As we can see on the KDA, they've been able to deal with everyone apart from Paparazzi so far. 806, of course with that XP gain, 23 levels on the Weaver. At 33 minutes in, Paparazzi has the Nullifier complete.
And he's versus, as we've been saying, limited disable.
That's been a pretty free game for him, but if he trips up and Immersion finds himself on top of him with a quick Echo play, they can chain lock him down. Of course, as we saw before, they have to be very aware of DY. DY can save him with a Nightmare, buy him time to get the BKB off.
Yeah, save him from any of those combos. Reaper, combo from Earthshaker.
They do have answers. Dahak picks up his next big item, Assault Cuirass Stun. Certainly help against the physical damage output of Paparazzi and Ori.
Yeah, they're still doing, like we said, so much better in this game. Even though it's still a 14k deficit, they're showing signs of life. Actually being able to farm items this game than like the last two.
Yeah, that Midas use Midas! Dahak, you got to keep your cool. He's panicking. Where's the... There we go. Whoa. Keep your head in the game, Dahak. Don't lose the focus. Blink on Necrophos as well, so Afterlife. He is himself as well. I mean, if he gets in sort of with a Reapers when they do catch someone up, they can be used the initiation. They do have that, if they can get the follow-up combo with the Shaker inside of a creep wave, they will have the burst to bring someone down below that threshold. But as we do keep mentioning, it's the Bane. Both of these heroes, the Shaker and the Necrophos, have to be so aware of DY's positioning when they go in. Because he will be there with the save play.
Just be sure you're not under ward vision is the biggest thing, because that's what caused all the problems in that mid-fight, right? Because even if you're under ward 2, it's Yang could get an Orchid on this Earthshaker if once he jumps in as well, so gotta be a bit careful. Vici, though, continuing to increase their farm as they keep this heavy control around the map. We see Gambit, they do start getting some wards outside of their base, though.
Oh, no. Wisp is going to be popped down. We'll try to turn them back. Fish is going to be out onto Fade. They're using the Echo Slam here onto the Dark Willow to guarantee the kill. He did have the gem.
They got the gem, yeah.
That's a hashtag worth. Echo for gem, they'll take that. As you say, it's all about the vision game. This is going to give them that slight advantage in the vision department, having the gem taken away from Fade.
But they lost their team fighters, both of them. They don't have Earthshaker ulti or the Will-O-Wisp. Can Vici make anything happen out of it? How long is our Roche respawn? 2 minutes. They're keeping tabs of it. They're just leaving a treant inside of it at all times. So that's their goal. Hit level 25 Paparazzi and get that final Aegis cheese. And it's the refresher shard too. So
well, what's FN's next big item? He's saving up. He's stockpiling the gold.
Maybe he's considering. He's so squishy. I was thinking maybe refresher, but I'm like, oh, he only has 1800 HP. I think he needs some type of HP item.
Just get the SMY. Go back for it. You have to look bigger. You have to look bigger.
I'm actually not too sure. Immersion. Finds himself a ward, but Vici's here.
Quick blinks out. And Immersion stay far enough away he can. It's level 18 as well. Give him a minute, and the Echo Slam will be back on. You see outside of the base, Fade. Finds FN.
Lets himself get hit by the fear.
He's holding on to the BKB.
He's stunned now, too.
They've got the Fiend's Grip locking him down, and with the damage, they'll be able to bring him out. That's going to be FN down. Can they find more? They're going to look towards another sleep setup there onto Immersion. Immersion, he's dead as well.
Oh, no, and it's Roche is going to be spawning in the next 40 seconds. That's the gem that they just took
They
from
got it
Vici
back.
too. Oh, FN, he held his BKB.
He didn't want to use it.
So, I mean, no matter what happens, if you don't use BKB there, you're dead. You're going to get hit by Terrorize, and then the Curse Crown stuns immediately right after it.
mean,
I guess that's the Fiend's Grip, right?
He
That's
would
the
still
thing that he was
get
afraid
Fiend's Grip,
with.
but it would take that extra bit of time for them to kill him. Maybe then Gambit can formulate some sort of a response.
Yeah.
At least now he does have the BKB used for the defense.
That's
if
true.
he forced
Maybe
to buy
that's why.
back,
That
he
might
can
be
use
why.
it in the team fight in the high ground.
Yeah, that's probably the more reason. He just didn't want to not have like BKB for when he buys back if they do go for high ground.
I'll buy back on the Shaker, and Immersion does have the Echo Slam ready to use. Roshan back up in 5 seconds. Vici Gaming can head over to try and take it, but there is that opportunity for Gambit to get out there and bring the team fight to them.
They've got the Echo ready. The thing is that they are going to be under wards. Gambit has placed those down. They also have sentries absolutely everywhere. And Roche is up. They spot it instantly. They should be able to take it very fast, too, at this Deso.
Surely you want to get out here if you're Gambit, or is it too much of a risk?
It'll be very obvious. You'll know immediately because of
if
the
you're
lane
leaving the
pressure.
base. Yeah, I guess you're right. They just don't have the opportunity to do so.
They don't have, it dies way too fast. All right, who gets the shard? Willow? Or is it... Oh, okay, they give it to the Troll. So just double BKB, double Battle Trance.
That makes it pretty unkillable.
I think they're still considering. But I think that actually sounds pretty damn strong to me.
And for Gambit, I mean, can they... Do they need to hunt outside of the base for kills, or can they just wait and play for the defensive?
They can't. They just can't play for this late game. I mean, they don't win the late game with their draft. That's the problem. Like this, like they do fall off versus Troll, Weaver, and Nature's Prophet. They have so much map control. I mean, it's 18k lead too. They just are still pretty much like hoping for Immersion to get the Dream Echo Slams. It's the only way that they can come back in the fights. If anything else happens, he's...
Immersion has to be very careful here. I mean, yeah, they'll show themselves on the bear, so Immersion will not reveal it at all. He'll get out of there, but the bear won't. 300 gold picked up for Paparazzi.
And he's just zooming around the map with that movement speed, of course.
And is FN still yet to spend his gold?
I mean, I don't know what he's... I actually don't know what item.
I
really can't
don't think he
of it
knows. He's thinking about...
I think Refresher might just be the
options.
best one, honestly. I really don't know. Refresher, maybe Lincoln's
But
or
he still
Aghanim?
dies
I don't
so
know.
quickly.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I mean, at this point, could you go... Could you go for something crazy like an E-Blade? To at least, I guess
At
there's
least to
another
stop
fight.
the
Actually,
tr-
there's
yeah, the
another
thing is
fight.
I'm not too
No,
sure.
that wouldn't even save people from the physical damage.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. And I don't really know what item would help too much too versus the control that Vici has. They're literally just farming the whole map now and playing it as disciplined as possible, not trying to force any other mistakes again. As they increase the win rate and 20,000 gold lead, 20,000 experience lead, 92% chance here. And just gonna maybe even wait for their Satanic on Ori. They're just playing it super patient. Got these next big items and then just close the game out when you know that there's no way Gambit can take a fight.
Dire are scanning.
So many pings this game actually.
Oh! Yang?
BKB for double bounty. I mean, at this point,
he scanned the area. He knew that there was someone invis around him, and of course it was the Shaker. So Yang making sure that he gets them without being, fissure blocked by Immersion. So cannot blame him at all there. Plays it safe.
40 minutes hits. Rune control, map control becomes more important, as we always say. Double bounty or double power runes start coming out. We see Paparazzi claims himself an arcane rune. He can get across the map so fast.
Yeah, Ori's pretty much got the money for a Satanic.
Yep, this could be where they look to go for that high ground break. Are they going to be able to catch anybody? The bear. The bear might be the target. They actually are able to find the Necro instead.
Afterlife was out here trying to hang around. Immersion's got to get out immediately, and he will. TP's out for the trees. I mean, Dahak, this sort of bear play, it is keeping them in the game. It's constantly keeping at least one lane pushed away from the base.
Dire's bottom
And pretty
tower
safely
is
for the
under
most
attack.
part.
Dire's structures
Safely
are
for himself, not for his bear.
Not for his bear. No, the bear's suffering a few times for it. Paparazzi will lead over. He's not feeling too scared. Of course, he does have the Aegis to rely on. Maybe they can kill him the once. That doesn't look to be the case. He's got a time lapse. Paparazzi will
got
be
the
more
sleep
than
on
fine. Ooh. Quick plays there as FNG takes the Nightmare off and allows Immersion to blink off.
Clutch. Gotta keep that Shaker alive. He is your only hope. If he dies there, he has no buyback.
Paparazzi, he's in. Another fight's out into FN. Ideally for Gambit, they don't want to expend the buyback on the Necrophos. 20 seconds and Afterlife will be back. They're losing the rags. The route onto Paparazzi does still have the Aegis. Time lapse is back. They'll blast him in. But again, still lacking the control to immediately kill off the Weaver. Paparazzi's able to protect the Aegis.
Now he can deal with the split push at all times. No teleport cooldown, so that bear has to be a lot more afraid whenever he does go outside of the base, as he's getting also very farmed as he has full Mjolnir, so.
The shuttle flies.
They're just getting so much farm on everybody.
24k lead for Gambit.
They're not getting much of anything. It looks like FN has decided what item it'll be. It is going to be a butterfly for himself, but you'd have to imagine that they're going to try to get MKBs as like their last item. But
FN. He's BKBing. He's running away. They do manage to blast Paparazzi back temporarily, but FNG's got to be careful. Yang's already hot on his chest, hot on his tail. And FN will not be getting out of this one. Yang TP's in. Pops the spread down. He really is. He's drawing them all around. They will kill off DY elsewhere with the Reaper's Scythe. FN finally will drop to the chase of Vici Gaming. And DY buys back immediately. Wants to keep the pressure on. FN does have buyback gold. Now there's Yang going full in on the Mjolnir. Ooh, Afterlife. Just about. MKB finished under hack.
Yeah, he just went for it, right? Wait. Oh, it's hack, yeah. I was like, wait, what? I was looking on the troll. I'm like, huh? So at least, okay. He's got a little bit more damage coming in, and he can actually deal with the Whirling Axes, which can be very obnoxious for this Spirit Bear versus a troll.
It's the Rags they got. Fishes down to Paparazzi. They got the bear at the front, trying to slow things down. Afterlife actually goes in. With a little Death Pulse and slides himself back towards the base.
Already with Toxic Satanic, he's just killing the Spirit Bear now at this point.
They will be able to get it away. Oh, no. Shadow Realm hit. Secures the kill from Fade.
And they're starting to do a double push here. They know that they're versus a Coddle and an Earthshaker, so the spam gets pretty obnoxious, but Nature's Prophet just goes to the side lane, and he's hitting the other tower.
He's taking that Tinder down the fish. The Echoes down straight away. They're in. They're going to be able to kill off the Weaver. He's dead. For 100 seconds, they managed to get Paparazzi, but Ori's ready to turn. The Fear's out to the two of them. DY tries to the Fiend's Grip, but the Yule Scepter from Afterlife will cancel it. Immersion just right-clicked down by Yang as Yang's in with the BKB. Root onto FN. FN trapped to the front. He'll Yule Scepter himself up, but he bought back for this. FN will die back. As FN is dead, Immersion as well out of the game without buyback available. Vici Gaming could take the mid-racks.
That was probably the best
And
they could.
it. That is it. GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. Vici Gaming taking this best-of-5 grand finals 3-0. They are going to the major, and this is without any sort of questions asked. Vici Gaming, the strongest team by so far here at the minor. It's not even close. Grant said himself, this team, as they're playing now, put them against VP, put them against some of the top teams in the circuit. They can absolutely give them a run for their money the way that they're playing at the moment. Vici Gaming, they just sort of, the slow start at the minor, but at this point, they're just on another level. These boys are more than qualified to go to the major and give us some good Dota.
They have 3 incredible cores on the lineup, and DY as the support, it looks like he's improved so much on this 5 position. He seemed to have such a good read in this game. It was just such good preparation for Vici versus Gambit.
It's absolutely beautiful from all of them. I mean, Vici Gaming, the way that they played, Gambit, they had no answers to it, and there we have it. ROTK coaching them to this position, and I bet he can't wait to get his hands on the other teams at the major, showing what Vici Gaming's capable of.
Well deserved.
Perfect way of playing the game. And I think a lot of teams at the major will have been watching this. They've got to be prepared. I mean, God, give some of the other teams a chance, Fog. You know, any advice if you're playing against Vici Gaming, what do you have to address? How do you do it? Gambit looking back at this, they're going to be kicking themselves. They did not play as well as they could. They've got to address this better.
I don't
in
know.
The future.
They look so hot and just so prepared. And ROTK did his homework, and it paid off.
Well, there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, your grand winners here at the StarLadder ImbaTV Minor, and the team that you're going to get to see a whole lot more of next week in the major. Vici Gaming, without a doubt, the champions and the best team here by a million miles at this minor.